Hey guys, morning. Hope you're having a good one. Tom Fury, Zero News. It's going to be a bit of a different one than normal, so I just warn you for me. I'm not going to go on about AI or anything. This is not about AI, but just briefly at the beginning. Um, I've mentioned to you how AI is not AI, but it could have been a tool. It's just a little tool, but they couldn't even get that right because they lied about what it was. They believed in their own hype and thought they were going to have this emergence from something that's basically just a text prediction tool. And so they built all these fucked up things in it to mess with you, so that it can't even do the job that it's supposed to do, like give you correct answers. So, like Google Assistant, do you remember that? No AI involved, just a normal little voice recognition program that used to search the internet for you. Far more accurate than modern AI ever has been, simply because it didn't have an agenda programmed into it. So they killed AI, and this year is the beginning of the end of it, and we're already seeing it now. Investors pulling out, blah blah blah. Now, the reason I even mention all this is because all the same companies that do this own so much other shit, and Google, and other people, they want you engaged, and I can't get this over enough. And I just want you to understand, this is not some wild conspiracy theory. The Hollywood model, as you well know, was to have prime time, was to make sure you was all sat in front of a television at the same time of day, watching the same programs on the same station. Not only as a conspiracy theory form of control, but because it was a way of harnessing engagement. That was engagement back then. Ratings were engagement, but there was still a healthiness to it, because even though it may have been, some of us may have considered it unhealthy, you had a choice. You walk away, blah blah blah, and these programs would go on for half an hour, and then you carry on with your life, right? But still, this was the Hollywood model. They brought that same model to the internet, or specifically social media, and now AI is involved more and more so. But even before that, all social media before AI came along, just social media by itself, all of it has been created with the intention of engagement. Why do you think? And even people prone to understanding this without even knowing that they understand it. And I'll give an example of what I mean by that. A gaming forum that needs to be busy to justify its existence. The people with the loudest voices will get promoted inside these gaming groups, because them talking all the time will often drive the gaming platform. On my channel, when I was first starting to grow it, the mods provide a lot of the conversation to get the conversation going. That's how it works. So it's engagement, but with that ours, it's relatively innocent. Well, it's not relative; it is innocent. But with these people, it's about just getting adverts to you, justifying their, the money that they receive. So the engagement is not just something to get you interested; it's something to absolutely keep you there for as long as possible, at all costs, including your health. The AI, for instance, and the reason I pick on the AI is because it shows you what's going on in the other parts of the company, the video parts and everything else. The AI is just more obvious, in that it will give you 8 wrong answers in order to keep you there. It keeps you in front of the console longer, because the men in the suits don't actually know what normal human beings are. They never consider that. They don't even know really that the people down using it hate it, and they are being abused by the AI or whatever, and it doesn't give them any right answers, because they never intended to sell a tool anyway. They tried to sell something that was designed to keep you engaged. And if you want to know how much it lies, ask it what its prime directive is, and it will be a lie, because its prime directive is engagement. Secondary directive is liability. The only two things they care about, engagement and liability. Everything else, be damned. Even the things that you see on Google that you think they have safeties towards, all bollocks. You can push those safeties over, and exactly the same thing is why Google will advertise to me now to do harder right content than I'm doing. Even though they're supposed to be totally disapproving my content. I now think maybe I might have a chance of getting monetized in the future because they are offering me the ideas. So I may even follow their ideas and then say, look, you asked me to, things that I wouldn't have come up with. So it's crazy. It's crazy. But back on point, anybody that ever used to use Facebook back in the day but dropped it, or used to be a bit of an addict on it and then would take breaks from it, or perhaps you do that now with X or whatever else. You use social media, but you take a break from it every now and again because you realize it's become a black hole. It's become a black hole in your life. And it's actually the reason why I left Facebook completely, because I noticed when I used to be on it years ago, I used to feel something kind of miserable about my life. And when I used to go away for a couple of weeks, whatever else, away from it, I just feel generally better about things. And it just felt like a big black hole. So I found that like getting away from places like Facebook were good. And so you people do that. They do it with X, they do it with all kinds of things. But the one we never think about is YouTube. And we don't think about it because it's a video platform, so we consider it to be a different type of spending of time. But when you think about YouTube Shorts, which are basically videos for those with no attention, which is 1/3 of people, and a lot of it as well is when people don't really know what they want to watch, and it's just stuff doom scrolling. That's the point where we're not measuring certain things because we are looking at it as a totally different platform. It's becoming a Netflix, and we're treating it even more like saying even more than Netflix because we're treating it as a social media, as a gathering place, but also as a media platform, a television platform, in spite of all of its issues. And like I say, it's now as big, or if not bigger than Netflix. This is being determined right now. We all use it all of the time, every day, regardless of whether we watch TV or not. A lot of people can't turn it off, and when they do, they suddenly realise they've been trapped in this world for so long that they're not attracted to watching a film anymore. And it's not just because they're all woke. They're not attracted to watching a series anymore, and they're a bit lost. They're a bit lost. You see more and more creators going online for what equates to about 12 hours a day. Now that's normal when you first start because it's exciting, it's new. When you've been doing it for years and you're going online even 5 hours a day, like that's a lot. It's not normal, and it's not a healthy lifestyle. Like, so if I told you that someone was getting, and I knew people like this on Facebook, would go out to work in the morning, get up in the morning, have their breakfast and go on Facebook and spend the entire morning on Facebook, go to work, do a hard day's work, come back and instantly go have the dinner with Facebook in front of them and sit on Facebook all evening. You just, every day, without fail, and did nothing else. You consider it an unhealthy lifestyle, wouldn't you? But how many people do you think are getting up, switching YouTube on, going from one chat to another, to another, to another, or one channel to another, to another, to another, and spending all day on there? I can tell you a lot because I can see who's online. So, and you notice this over a period of time. I'm not looking for them, but you just notice. And so, it's got us all. It's got us all. Remember, the engagement is all they care about. And I don't like playing other people's games. And then let's look at the creators. We start to justify. Oh, I need to make this video because someone said something about me, so I need to make an immediate response. Need to. Like the public's waiting. No, they're not. It's totally a choice you're making. Oh, I need to address this right now. No, you don't. You're choosing to address it right now. I need to, need is a very overused word in this space. Want to, can't help yourself, addicted, those would be better words. When you spend, again, especially the ones that spend 5 to 12 hours on here a day, like that's not relatable to you guys. That's not a normal life. And like I say, if you were looking at other people who spend their time on the internet, if they spent the same amount of time doing the same amount of nothing, you'd be concerned for them. You'd actually be worried for them, and you'd think, wow, that it's not about judging someone. You think that's a shit life. They're in trouble. They've spent too long on here and they don't realize they're caught in a trap, right? So it's not about judging them. You think they're stuck in quicksand. I've seen it happen to a lot of people. Like I say, whether we're creators or consumers, they don't care. It's about the engagement of having us all there. Doesn't make our videos invalid, doesn't make your interest invalid. It just means you've got to be aware that on the sidelines, these fuckers are trying to manipulate all the time, and they're trying to get all of us, burn people like me out, and burn people like you out too. Because all that matters, and I found this out as well, the reason they're prepared to burn us out is for some reason the whole mechanism is geared towards short-term gain rather than long-term gain. So they don't think about keeping customers in good graces for the long-term money they could make. They're looking to gain everything they can now. And I don't know why they have that strategy, but it's baked in to everything. So creator or consumer, like just be careful. I'm not trying to preach, and I'm not trying to say I know everything at all. And I know that you're all adults, totally responsible. But at the same time, many people don't know how the AI works. They don't know that it's not even AI. They don't know where it gets its ideas from. And I do, and other people do, and these things are going to court. But in the meantime, you need to understand that we're all being manipulated. You know this, but you don't, maybe some of you may not know to the extent that it's being, that we're being manipulated. Something's just been leaked again, which may go into some real detail now about the ways in which we're being manipulated, not just by AI, but by the entire machine itself. And some of the political ways in which we're being motivated to be the way that we are, and some ways in which we're being set up we're being set up. So, but more importantly than anything else, those are just side quests. Most importantly, we're all being engaged in a way that if it was any other social media platform, we'd tell ourselves it was unhealthy. But because it's a video platform, we're making excuses for them. This is Google. They hate you. So how have we managed, after all the creators that they've got rid of, after all of the people they've ruined, how have we managed to make it the biggest platform on the planet? What have we done? Because none of us could turn it off. Because I also know that many people felt safe with YouTube. It was on their remote control. They felt safe with it. It's the devil you know. I know this from many, many polls, many, many conversations. People don't realize how unwilling to leave YouTube people are. It's the devil they know. It's been around years, right? It's a name. So it's unfortunately, and again, they don't know about the engagement engine. So they're trapped. They're trapped in a circle. And like I say, again, look at me even making this video now. I'll justify making this video, but the truth is I said I was going to take a couple of days off. Again, there is a point of motivation and there is a point of being excited about making videos, but there's also the excuses that we make for the fact that YouTube, and again, so this is not necessarily the creator's fault or the consumer's fault. YouTube are deliberately trying to not engage you the way that TV companies were. They've switched up a dial further. They're trying to make you fully addicted. The same way people were to Facebook, but this time covering it a lot better and trying to make you feel, if you do discover it, that it's your fault, and liability, and trying to make you just keep coming back to to an extent where you'll keep logging on, finding there's no new videos, no new changes, but you'll do it anyway. When you catch yourself fighting over making your next video because you know you've made too many, if you're fighting, that's addiction. If you can't ask, if you're fighting over over watching YouTube or whatever else, that fight, that's addiction. That's no different than the fight that people have when they're addicted to a drug or whatever else. That fight shouldn't be happening. The moment you have to count the days since you use YouTube, or the moment you have to count the videos you've made in a day or whatever else, that's when you've already been got by an addiction. I know how addiction works. I've been there. And I can tell you now, I'm already part of that addiction in this, which is why I'm trying to step back a little bit. As much as I want to make good videos, I'm trying to also not get caught into that again, because it could be the ruin of many a good person. Anyway, I've taken up enough of your time. It's not my normal video. Sorry if it's not what you expect from me. But I love you all anyway. I'm Tom Fury. This is Zero News. I'm calling it a day for now.